This week on Life in the Park, what's the buzz about the city's bee-friendly initiative? The mayoral race final pairing is set. Are single-use plastic bags going away in the park? Plus, more news you can use.
Welcome to this week's edition of Life in the Park. I'm Jane Kim. In our cover story, Park TV's Sherelle Fawn talks with Natural Resources Coordinator Jim Vaughn about the city's bee-friendly program. That's coming up, but first, here's news you can use. The St. Louis Park City Council is considering regulation of point-of-sale plastic bags in the city. After discussion of the topic and hearing from an expert panel of industry representatives and interested stakeholders on June 22nd, the City Council now wants to hear from residents, business owners, and others who are interested in this topic. Attend a public listening session Wednesday, September 2nd at 6 p.m. at the Rec Center Banquet Room, 3700 Monterey Drive, St. Louis Park. The session will be videotaped and will be available for viewing after the session. If you're unavailable to attend the listening session and would like to make your comments part of the public record, please send your comments to Kayla Fisher, Solid Waste Program Coordinator at kfisher@stlouispark.org. You can also call 952-924-2183 or mail your comments to 7305 Oxford Street, St. Louis Park, Minnesota 55426. Comments may also be shared via My St. Louis Park at www.mystlouispark.org. To learn more about this issue and view the expert panel presentation, visit slpmn.us/plastic bags. After hearing feedback, the Council will propose possible policies at an October 2015 meeting to be followed by a second listening session on the specific proposed policy. The primary election for mayor of St. Louis Park took place on Tuesday, August 11th. 4 candidates were listed on the ballot, with the top 2 vote-getters moving on to the general election on Tuesday, November 3rd. The primary winners for St. Louis Park mayor are Jake Spano and Conrad Siegel. They will face off for a city mayor in the November general election. The City of St. Louis Park, in conjunction with the Act on Alzheimer's St. Louis Park Task Force, will offer 2 free dementia training sessions Tuesday, August 18th from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. and from 2 to 3 p.m. in the St. Louis Park City Hall Council Chambers, 5005 Minnetonka Boulevard. This training is open to all St. Louis Park residents. The St. Louis Park Task Force is working to promote Alzheimer's awareness in the community and will present this training. Attendees will receive a certificate of completion. The presentation will be recorded and available at a later date on the city's website, stlouispark.org. RSVP to Anisha Murphy at amurphy@stlouispark.org. For more information about Act on Alzheimer's, visit www.alz.org. The summer concert series wraps up the season on Wednesday, August 19th. Park Theater Company will host its 7th Community Talent Show, 7 to 8:30 p.m. at the Veterans Memorial Amphitheater in Wolf Park, 3700 Monterey Drive. This year's talent show will feature Simone Smash and an out-of-this-world cast of characters. More information is available at theparktheatercompany.com or call 952-935-5762. Join Friends of the Minnehaha Creek for an evening walk along the restored Minnehaha Creek Preserve Wednesday, August 19th at 6:30 p.m. Walk along the trails and learn more about restoration at the site. You will meet at Creekside Park, 7341 Oxford Street. The Minnehaha Creek Preserve features 2,200 feet of boardwalk and 4,600 feet of paved trails around a stretch of Minnehaha Creek between Meadowbrook Avenue and Louisiana Avenue in St. Louis Park. You are invited to learn about future improvements to Highway 169 between Highway 55 and Highway 62 at an open house scheduled for August 19th. The informal open house will be held from 4 to 6 p.m. at Hopkins Center for the Arts, 1111 Main Street in Hopkins. MnDOT is proposing to rebuild and rehabilitate the infrastructure on Highway 169 between Highway 55 and Highway 62. The work is scheduled for fall 2016 through fall 2017 and will include replacing the Highway 169 bridge over 9 Mile Creek in Hopkins, Minnetonka, and Edina, closing substandard highway ramps at 16th Street, improving the safety of entrances and exit ramps at Cedar Lake Road interchange, and repairing pavement throughout the corridor. This work is expected to cause major traffic impacts during the construction phase, as Highway 169 will be closed for 1 year at the bridge location. The remaining project areas will be reduced to 1 lane for the pavement improvement work. Open house attendees will have the opportunity to learn about the overall project and get details about specific project elements, project schedule, and next steps in the overall plans for Highway 169. Representatives from the Minnesota Department of Transportation and project staff will be on hand to answer questions. Please visit the project website for upcoming event dates and times, in addition to project updates at MnDOT.gov/metro/projects/Highway 169 Hopkins. The Highway 7 and Louisiana Avenue grand opening ceremony took place August 13th at Louisiana Oaks Park. Guests, invited speakers, and a number of other dignitaries attended and offered remarks on the project.
It's just a tremendous achievement for the city and its partners here to have put in this intersection. I mean, the way it is working already and moving 40,000 vehicles through consistently and easily is just an engineering marvel to me. And then, of course, the artwork, which distinguishes this bridge substantially from other bridges. We have artwork on both the underpass and the bridge, thanks to the work of Michael Bust and Sears, with cooperation from longtime St. Louis Park business, Nordic Ware. So thank you all very much.
Artists Andrea Michael Bust and Stanton Gray Sears of Michael Bust and Sears provided insights inspired by Nordic Ware's cast aluminum bundt cake pans and abstractly constructed into the poured-in-place concrete and vertical steel artwork patterns that were created for incorporation in the bridge railing wall and the pier cap above the 4 large columns which support the center of the span. Be sure to visit the area at night, as unique lighting highlights the architecture above and below the Highway 7 bridge. This road construction project is now complete. National Night Out was celebrated in the park on a perfect evening August 4th. The city had 140 parties registered for the night. Police, fire, and other city staff made the rounds to stop in and say hello to many of the neighborhoods. Park TV was out and about as well.
I have Ann Olson here at
Minnetonka
Vista Park. And so this is your first year preparing this event, National Night Out. Tell me a little bit about it and how is it going so far?
Yeah, this is my first year. We actually moved to the neighborhood about a year ago now, so this is our first event total. We moved here and found out they didn't do this last year, so we felt obliged to get it going again. So yeah, a lot of planning. We have a food truck here, Cafe Racer, a band called Fancy Drink, Bluebell ice cream truck, root beer, face painters, bubbles, all kinds of family fun items for everybody to do here.
Yeah, it sounds great, and it's been great being here.
And now to our cover story. Park TV's Sherelle Fawn updates us on the city's Be Safe initiative. Sherelle?
Thanks, Jane. St. Louis Park was declared a Be Safe community this past spring. A Be Safe community means that our parks support and provide pollinated areas free of chemicals and pesticides. For this week's show, we had a chance to talk with Natural Resources Coordinator Jim Vaughn about our Be Safe community. Check it out.
Be Safe for St. Louis Park means that we're going to, as a city, provide areas for pollinators and bees, for food and for habitat, and also to cut back on the amount of pesticide use that we're doing. It's important for St. Louis Park to provide these Be Safe areas because research has shown that pollinators and bees have dropped quite a bit in terms of the last 5 or 10 years of their population totals. In fact, bees produce about 30% of our food sources. They help pollinate those food sources, so if we didn't have bees and other pollinators, we'd lose 30% of our food source. So it's important for that. They're also integral within the ecosystem of wildlife and nature in and of itself outside of our food source. So we decided as a city that we wanted to be a role model for our citizens and for other communities as well. Bumblebees, like the one you see on the bee balm here, that population has been particularly hit hard the last few years with their colony collapse disorder. And the colony collapse disorder there is attributed to a number of different things, from pathogens to mites to pesticide use and lack of habitat and a food source for bees. So it's not just one thing, but it's a multitude of things that's causing the collapse. In fact, we have 8 parks that we've deemed to be safe parks, and we have a map of those that are available online as well as in this program. We also will have signs posted at these Be Safe parks, and I have one right here showing you what will be posted at all those 8 Be Safe parks. We also are going to have an education component where we had a organic living workshop this past spring. We had a pollinator person talk about bees and pollinators. We're also going to try to promote more education, and we are also continually decreasing the use of pesticides in our parks.
Make sure to look for those Be Safe signs when you enter the parks. You may just spot some bees collecting pollen. It's a beautiful sight to see.
Thank you, Sherelle. Remember, as always, you can keep up to date in the park by visiting our Facebook page at facebook.com/St. Louis Park or check us out on twitter.com/St. Louis Park. That's it for this week's edition of Life in the Park. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time right here on Park TV.
Hi, I'm Lisa Abernathy with your Rec Minute. The Recreation Department is keeping you active this fall through fitness and wellness programs for the whole family and all ability levels. For the kids, check out our new dance programs for youth ages 3 to 8 starting this September. Fall offerings will be Little Movers, Pre-Ballet, Creative Movement, Beginning Ballet, and Beginning Hip Hop. These programs are focused on fun and introducing youth to the art of dance. Proper technique, dance history, choreography, and more are covered in each class. Fall session will run 8 classes and be held on Wednesday evenings. For a full lineup of classes and offerings, visit our city website. And now for the adults. With a variety of offerings this fall, we hope you find a program that will keep you active or introduce you to a new way to keep moving this fall. Returning programs are adult yoga, ladies round 2 5K training class, and Taekwondo. And new to the lineup will be a cardio dance and toning class and a cardio circuit strength training class. These programs are for all ability levels, so check out the descriptions of each class dates and times online at the city website. Stay active in the park this fall in one of our many fitness and wellness programs.